Hi DPC, Pastor Adam here with Pastor Aaron. This is our second Pastor's Chat in a series where we are encouraging you to reconnect with God, reconnect with yourself and reconnect with others. This is something that we're really wanting us as a church to think through during this season of lockdown. It actually has been a pretty hard lockdown for many of us. Number 6, not been going great. And it is easy for us to drift spiritually, to get stuck in bad habits, to find ourselves overwhelmed with life. So in this video, we're going to speak about reconnecting with yourself. And that might seem a little bit weird for Christians to be focusing on ourselves. So Aaron, what do we mean by this? How can you reconnect with yourself?
Well, really, it's all about incense and candles. No, sorry, that's not where I mean, if incense and candles help you, then go for it. But really what I'm talking about, what we're talking about is just that, like, even though life has slowed down, and in some ways we might feel like we've got more space than at other times, I've actually found that it's hard to find space to actually reflect on how I'm going in the midst of this extended lockdown and on top of last year as well. Just to have some space to do a bit of a self-audit in a way, to say, well, how am I actually going physically? Do I need to get more rest, more sleep? Do I need to get out for some more exercise? Do I need to eat a bit more or less comfort food? You know, how am I going physically, and how am I traveling emotionally? You know, am I irritable? Am I grumpy? Am I discouraged? Maybe I'm full of joy. How am I going physically, emotionally? How am I going spiritually? Am I feeling close to God, distant from Him? So just making some space to check in with yourself, do a bit of an audit on how you're going. And as you do that, you might actually discover that your kind of emotional bucket, as it were, is pretty full. Adam, do you want to kind of explain what I might mean by that idea, that your bucket's full?
Yeah, well, it's actually your wife, Gabby, as part of my GC last year, spoke to us about stress buckets. I've printed out what she spoke to us about. Maybe Gabby came around to your GC as well. She visited some other ones last year to talk about the stress bucket. And during just the regular course of life, things fill up, responsibilities, pressures, stress, things that are happening. And we have holes to help relieve that stress. Some of the things you talked about earlier, Aaron, about good exercise, routine, spiritual health, good eating, drinking, that kind of stuff, making sure you have enough water. Even that is just a simple thing we can do. And at the moment, some of our regular holes are actually not there anymore. We can't have those same sort of social connections. And we also find there's just more and more pressure and stress being piled up. We might find ourselves checking the news app quite regularly for COVID updates. And we can just find that we are up to the brim or even just overflowing at the moment. So it's really important for us to be thinking about how we're going to check in and to think, are there some things that I can do to maybe put some more holes in my bucket? Thinking about exercise, rest, hobbies, fun stuff. So I imagine most people can probably think of some basic things that they can do. But Aaron, what can people do if they are just finding it hard to reconnect with themselves?
Yeah, well, I mean, the first thing I want to encourage you to do is, as we think back to our first Pastor's Chat, reconnecting with God, I want to encourage you to talk to God about that. To actually just say to God, I'm just really struggling with this. I don't really even know how I'm going. Perhaps you want to lament with God or express even some godly frustration to God. Great to talk to God about it. Second, why don't you send a text to a trusted Christian friend, a brother or sister here at DPC? Just say, hey, I'd really love it if you could just listen to how I'm traveling at the moment. Third, maybe if you've got some kind of particular spiritual needs or kind of emotional needs that you want to talk through, you're very welcome to get in touch with Adam or myself, one of the other elders, perhaps your GC leader. And if you've got some particular practical needs in this season, we'd love it if you'd get in touch with one of our deacons. That's Gabby or Joe or Joel. So please do get in touch with them. And I believe, Adam, people can do that via a page on the Elvanto Is this
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yep. So I've set up a page on Avanto. We're still figuring out what we're going to put on the website. And so rather than make it kind of all public just at this stage, we've got an Avanto page. So if you have your Avanto login details, you can check out the Deacons page there. Even has an email address that you can use to get in contact directly with the Deacons. Yep. So thanks for tuning in for our second video. Hopefully you're finding these videos encouraging, and stay tuned for the third one soon. See ya.